In this season in your life, man, you gotta learn to be patient. Okay, you must be patient. I think that's something that I've struggled with for just quite some time. You know, just being patient, just staying still, just taking some time to just wait. I look around at my surroundings as a men's coach, right? Because I got a background in life coaching and recovery coaching as well. And I see so many men who are obsessed with money, greed, power, and women. Now, when you are obsessed with all four of these things, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's going to make it a lot more harder for you to be patient. Like, it's going to be a lot more harder for you to be a patient man because these are the four things that a lot of men think that they need. Now, like I said, you do need money, and there's nothing wrong with having one woman. But when you struggle with lust, what ends up happening? You end up chasing after money instead of pursuing it. And when it comes to the opposite sex, you end up having multiple women, multiple porn tapes lying around in your apartment. You end up having casual sex with prostitutes. You find yourself at these strip clubs, these bars, massage parlors, you name it, man. You name it. I'm no stranger to that lifestyle. Your boy used to struggle with lust, man. So when I became a coach, I told myself I got to put that stuff behind me. I got to lead by example. It's been hard, been very hard. I can't hold you, man. It has not been easy being abstinent, being drug free and alcohol free. I mean, these days I don't even like to have too much caffeine. Had me a doggone energy drink about a couple hours ago, and I'm starting to feel it, man. I feel a little bit jittery and a little bit tired. The crash and the fatigue it's starting to hit me. So I should have just stuck to my black cup of coffee, but I felt like I needed more of an energy boost. But I didn't really need more of an energy boost. I wanted more stimulation. And that's what I've been in my own current season as a coach myself, because I'm not perfect. I don't have it all figured out. But look at it like this, right? I struggle with that sometimes. I struggle with just resting. I struggle with just being patient sometimes. Like in this cup right here, it's just ginger and turmeric. Okay, now I'm all done with this. I'm about to get me some more water, but what I'm learning in this season right now is to just be patient and just to rely on God. There's a scripture that says to trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean upon your own understanding. Oftentimes with this business, man, I want to see things booming. And you see money coming in all the time. I've had seasons I didn't really make a whole lot of money. Had seasons I'm making money and I'm not making money. So I'm like, I gotta find out ways to make money. So then I found myself on ChatGPT. How can I make more money? How can I make more money? Picking up all these random side hustles, overdoing it with IG, Facebook, social media, YouTube, all this stuff. And I just found myself just burnt out because I had no plan and had no structure. So what I had to do with my business coach and my financial advisor is come up with a plan that works best for me. Now, I'm not like Alex Hormozy or all the other financial gurus that say you only got to get 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. I disagree with that. As a man who used to battle with addiction, I say you need to get you about 6 to 8 hours of sleep, preferably 8. You do better off with 9 hours of sleep, if anything. Stretch, meditate, pray, put down the liquor, the nicotine, the alcohol, put it all down, if anything, but go step by step. I mean, I would say, what you really want to do is this, because anything could be a doggone addiction. I'm just going to be real with you. Anything could be an addiction. Anything could be an addiction, right? I'm just being honest, okay? Anything could be an addiction. Caffeine could be an addiction, drugs, alcohol, procrastination, just avoiding your problems. That's an addiction too. Okay, it's called more of a character defect, if anything, but you get what I'm trying to say. The goal with sobriety, going into healing, it's not all about, right? It's not all about being perfect. It's about just taking it one day at a time. I know that sounds mad corny, taking one day at a time. It really does mean that. I think the issue with a lot of people is that they always trying to find their own way. Always got to lean upon their own understanding. Like everybody want to do it this way, this way, this way. Always comparing and contrasting notes all the doggone time. I keep my life simple. Life is not easy. Life be lifing. No one has all the answers. Like with my programs or with my coaching and my mentorship, I tell people straight from the jump. When you work with me, I give you the tools. You understand? You work the tools, you see the results. That's just the reality. If you don't work the tools, you will not see the results. You got to take it one day at a time. Okay? One day at a time. Figure out the best strategy for you. I can't work all day, right? Like I've been working since today, at least from like 8 a.m. I've had to work out, Had to take a call a little bit earlier today. What else was I doing? I actually took a couple calls today. One call was about, getting my book into a bookstore. Another call was, picking up some more work to support Choosing Your Freedom in my slow season, which, again, I'm not ashamed to say that. Sometimes business up and down until I could figure out other ways to make some more money with my job, but that does happen. It doesn't mean I'm a loser. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. Don't mean there's something wrong with me. It's just we try to do things positive in the community. I hate to say it, but if I was running out here and I had me a strip club and a titty bar, I'd be honest with you, man, I'd be able to make a lot of boohoo money. And I'd have to honestly take that money and go find more high quality strippers all the time. But then I had to make sure that the women they taken care of, because women with them, even if they are a stripper, even if they are a prostitute, I gotta make sure they ain't selling no good on the side, and gotta be like a modern day pimp or something. I'm not about that life no more. I never was a pimp, but I want to be about all that. So if I was running a titty bar or a strip club, or I own my own massage parlor, I'd still have problems too, but I wouldn't have that many problems. What I'm trying to say is that I would have a lot of dirty money coming in. But the scripture says, what does a man profit if he gain the whole world but lose his soul? What I'm trying to say is this, right? Quick money is not always the way. I get it. I can make tons of money if I ran a strip club. I can make tons of money if I was a dope boy. I can make tons of money doing drop shipping and all this other stuff. Quick money. But at the end of the day, if I never save the money, and if I gotta work all these hours just to make this quick money actually last, it's gonna have me probably relapsing. And I don't want to have that life. That's why with coaching, with the coaching business and me in the recovery and the life coaching space, I'm gonna be honest with you, it takes a lot more time to build something from the ground up that helps people out long term. Because I learned with men that I coach, and I'm sure I get female clients that are interested in what I do too. People are impatient. That's naturally just who we are as people. We are very impatient people. So from a man's perspective, we want to see everything coming in now. Sometimes not everything comes in right now. Sometimes you just gotta wait. And I learned is that with me, what I learned with me is that I thought that I was a very patient person, but I realized my patience comes from the Lord. See, as you can see right in front of me is my Bible. And this is my every man's Bible. And I don't want to say I'm a big fan of Fred Stoker, and Stephen Archerburn. I'm not going to say that, but what I am going to say is this, is that those guys are very knowledgeable people. I'm not idolizing them or anything like that, but this has helped me out a lot to see the Bible from a man's perspective, because as a man, I got money issues. I struggle with lust from time to time. Sometimes, I find myself wanting to go back to my old life. Right now I'm pretty good, but this Bible and having, actual habits and having better coping mechanisms, and just in general, just learning how to just pause and notice and breathe and pray, and also just learning how to just stay still in discomfort. You don't need more caffeine. There's no caffeine in here, but I learned that the hard way. Just always drinking all this caffeine, rushing, picking up all these odd jobs, spending all this overtime at jobs. And I just learned over time, man, it's always best whenever you get in money, especially if you find yourself in a financial hole, yeah, you're going to have to work some more hours for a season or two. That's reality. That's just the truth. You're going to have to work some more hours for a season, okay? But take your money, right? Take your money and be patient with it. Be strategic with it, okay? If you can't take your paycheck, if you can't take your paycheck and, take about $50 or $100 each paycheck and put it into like a bank account, preferably a savings account or a stash account or investment account, okay, what you do is this. Take anywhere between $5 to $25. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but don't spend your whole paycheck, okay? Don't spend your whole paycheck. You need an account, like an account where like you just don't touch none of the money, okay? You don't touch the money. You don't do nothing with the money. Like even with me, I got a couple of accounts myself. I got a banker's account, I got an investment account, I got a savings account, and I got a stash account. Okay, I just use the stash. That's more for like my vacation or just worst case scenario emergencies. I got cash on me, I got coins on me, just things like that. But I usually just use more of that. So when like I'm selling my books, right, and people need change, I'll use that. But I would strongly prefer people just, use cards or Cash App or things like that. I got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Square. I try to get all the options that I can. I don't have Zelle or Apple, but I got a Square reader. So, I did see a return on my investment. I already made all the money I made. I already made it back on what I got. But what you got to understand about money is that I've learned as someone who's not the most patient guy, I had to learn over the years that it's best just to put some money to the side. Okay, don't mean be stingy with your money. I'm not saying that. Ain't nobody saying all that now, but I'm just saying is that take your money and use it as a strategy. Because the last thing you want in life is not to have no money. Now, I'm a Christian, but I'm gonna shoot you straight. Put some money to the side. Okay, don't spend all your money. Stop trying to help out everybody. You ain't always got it. You ain't got to be Mr. Big Shot. No, I'm not Mr. Big Shot. I'm a regular man. I do well for myself. I got decent money in my bank account, but I'm not no millionaire or no billionaire yet. You understand? That's the goals. My goals, I ain't gonna hold you. My goal is to get out of debt, help out the people, but yes, for my own selfish reasons to get out of debt. I don't know why, for some strange reason, when you're a Christian, people think that you're supposed to just help out everybody and not help out yourself. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to worry about yourself. Though that doesn't mean that you're less of a Christian. Worrying about yourself is a good thing because many of you suffer with people pleasing, especially if you're a man. You want to go around here helping out mama and daddy, but you need to understand, can you help out yourself? Is your rent paid? It's going to get a little bit colder here in Connecticut, so I got money saved up so I can pay my rent, pay heating. I got a heater up in this joint. I'm going to spend less time up in here anyway, and I'm only turning on the heat if I need it. Okay, I take cold showers if I need to. I don't spend all this money on hot water. I try to keep my bills down as soon as possible, and I stay in the budget. Again, as I said before, I'm no financial advisor, but I learned from life, growing up in a single mom environment, growing around a lot of people just didn't have a lot of money. It's either lower middle class or bottom of the barrel. I learned in life you need to be strategic with your money, and you need to make sure you got money saved up and you got money in your account. Because if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no money. And you got to learn there's sometimes in life you could do a solid, but you got to ask yourself, can you do a solid? As they say, if you pay for something, can you pay it back threefold or twofold? Okay? Be strategic. Don't be stupid out here. You got to use your brain. The Bible say, be sober-minded and vigilant because the enemy always on the prowl. And when you got them stingy families, stingy friends, and your enemies and your co-workers that try to loop you into some scam or whatever the case would be, or some MLM, I don't listen to people like that. I don't listen to all that. I listen to my financial advisor. And I'll run it by him or I'll run it by ChatGPT, but I don't just do things just to be doing things. I don't want to be in no pyramid schemes or nothing. I learned this very quickly, okay? When it comes to making long-term money, be patient doing boring stuff for a very long time. And if you're seeing your money slip, suck up your pride and get a full-time or a part-time or some odd work to hold you over. And then you take that money, you take a little bit of money, and you just put it in an account. You don't touch it. You take that money and you make sure you pay your bills and you stay in your budget. Okay? Don't be acting like you Mr. Big Shot. Don't act like Mr. Big Shot. Calm your ego. Okay? Put your ego to the side. Put your pride to the side and understand, man, be a strategist. I tried to talk to my ex about this, and I ain't gonna hold you. There's a reason why she my ex for a reason. I ain't gonna hold you on that. I couldn't be around her. 130K worth of debt and spending money like it's water. I couldn't do all that. I'm trying to tell her about money. She's saying I'm rigid and I need to relax and I need to chill. And I said, look, listen, you don't understand money. You're rude, you're selfish, and you're controlling. So we had to part ways. And if you got a partner that don't understand money, I would strongly suggest y'all get a therapist or y'all go y'all separate ways. Because the last thing you want to be doing is being with a partner that don't understand entrepreneurship, money, business, finances, or budgeting. You don't want to be with a partner like that. Now, I'm not here to say all women and men are like this. No. There's some good, solid people out here. And yes, people do change their mind, but you gotta understand something. Not everybody changed their mind. So in summary, man, of this video, patience is a virtue. As I said before, and I'm gonna say it to you. God give you patience by having you go through obstacles and difficult people. He ain't gonna just say, here's patience. Nah, he gonna give you trials and tribulations, and He gonna give you difficult people to deal with to help stretch out your patience. So when people say you're a very patient person, I don't been through a lot. I don't gone through grief, heartbreak, anxiety, depression, and addiction, and I had to learn patience somehow. I'm not the expert on patience, but I can teach you a thing or two. So with that being said, please like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section, man. But until next time, man, deuce.